Well, back here on our First Coast, a St. Johns County deputy stepped up in a big way after Hurricane Irma, lending a hand to a man in need. And First Coast News' Jason Rantle has that story.
Since Hurricane Irma, the Solomon Calhoun Community Center in St. Augustine has served as shelter. It's where Thomas Goff has stayed for days, down on his luck and short of some necessary footwear for his work as a tradesman. But last Friday, a 14-year deputy with the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office working a shift at the shelter stepped in to help.
Thomas came immediately to me and introduced himself to me and basically said that he was in need of a pair of work shoes to go back to work.
Deputy Jared Goodman got a co-worker to cover his shift.
Well, they're a Dexter quality work boot. I believe it's made of leather.
To pick up Goff a pair of these.
It wasn't a Walmart boot.
An expenditure straight out of the deputy's own pocket.
I think it kind of took him for a step back, and you know, they were new, and I wanted them to have something. You know, I think a new pair of shoes is something that everybody can enjoy.
The new footwear comes at a time Goff is working to turn his life around. Goff says he much prefers law enforcement handing him boots over handcuffs.
It's the first time I've had an officer really completely go out of his pocket and out of his way to help me.
The kind act was captured and shared on Instagram by the Sheriff's Office. Recognition received in the form of hundreds of likes.
The recognition's, it's nice, but I know that anybody else would have done the same thing in that situation. I firmly believe that.
An act Goff calls heartwarming.
I could just tell by the officer and the way he spoke and carried himself that he was that type of man that would do something like that, whether policeman or not.
Deputy Goodman says his act of kindness is just part of the job title and part of who he is, even without that title.
You know, I grew up, that was my parents instilled in me, is to serve and to give to others. So, and I instilled that into my little one too, and this is part of who I am.
Deputy Goodman says he and Goff have stayed in touch ever since. Goodman says he told Goff to stay positive about finding a job and to reach out if there's any way he can help in the future. In St. Augustine, Jason Rantle, First Coast News, on your side.
Oh, I love that story, Jason. Thank you for brightening our day.